morning, guys. It's another day here in not sunny Southern California. We got this awesome Airbnb with a hot tub sized swimming pool, but since it's 35 degrees outside, nobody's gonna be swimming in there. It's not hot enough to be a hot tub, and it's not big enough to be a swimming pool, and it's not warm enough outside to go swimming, and so it's kind of just a waste. But hey man, Southern California in the winter, unpredictable. Thank you. The problem that we have today is the serpentine belt. I call it a serpentine belt. It's literally just a belt from the crankshaft to the alternator. It should not be having problems, but it keeps walking off. And when you look at it, the belt alignment doesn't look too bad. Like, it shouldn't be walking off like that, and it's got a single tensioner, but I think what's happening is the alternator's flexing a little bit under load, and it's allowing the belt to walk 1, 2, 3, 4 teeth until it walks off. And that's really frustrating, because we keep going through brand new belts and then they get lost on the track. And so then I built that leash, but I thought we had it figured out, so I took the leash off yesterday and then lost another belt. So I'm not sure if they're completely coming apart or if they're just walking off. When you can't find the remnants of the belt, it's hard to tell what's actually happening. So we only have one belt right now to put on the car. I'm worried it's going to come off, but until we can actually build like a reinforcement for that alternator, I don't know exactly what to do to fix it. Maybe we can run the belt a little bit looser so it doesn't pull on the alternator so hard. I don't know. But if the belt comes off again and we lose it, we got to drive back into town, which is going to take us 45 minutes to go get another belt or two. Go ahead.
What's a belt leash?
Oh, the belt leash is, I think I showed it yesterday on my video. It's basically, I put a ratchet strap through the middle of the belt. So it's not touching the alternator or anything, but it goes right through the middle. So if the belt walks off, it just basically rests on that ratchet strap. So I can just take the belt and put it back on and not have to walk the whole track when the track's cold to go find the belt. I'm sure, I mean, a lot of people understand this. If you've ever had a belt come off and you're like, oh, I see it on track, and it gets run over and spit off you're not going to shut down the track to go get a belt. So after doing that like 5 times, I learned, well, if I make a belt leash, I can just drive my car back in, put my belt back on, because it stays with the car and not on the track. That's if your belt comes off but doesn't snap in half, obviously. And so I've had good luck with that, which obviously is an indicator that I've had a lot of belt problems in my life. But when you're doing custom belts and custom offsets and custom brackets for pulleys and stuff, usually getting it right doesn't happen on the first try. So this is, and like I said, this is the purpose of this trip, is to get this car ready for hot pit, and this is probably one of our bigger issues right now. It's a small issue, but it's a big issue because we can't afford to lose a belt in the middle of a battle and be calling a 5-minute timeout to put the belt back on. Luckily, it only affects the alternator, so it's not making the car overheat. It's not causing other problems that way, as long as there's enough battery juice to keep the fans and the power steering and everything going. And this is, I call this car half electric because it has so much electrical draw on it to run the engine that it's like, probably draws as much as a Tesla just to run the fans. And 4 fans, 3 fuel pumps, and electric power steering,
And water pump.
and electric water pump. All that stuff is like electrically driven, which is great because if you lose a belt, you're not going to lose all that stuff. But at the same time, you have to keep the alternator charged to keep all that stuff, or you have to keep the battery charged with the alternator to keep all that stuff operational. So when you start losing battery voltage, it goes down quick, and then it affects how fast your fans are spinning. It affects your water pump, and that can actually cause overheating. Even though the stuff's still spinning, it's not at full voltage. So it's an issue for sure. Dude, the track's cold right now, like literally and figuratively. Literally meaning that like the temperature of the track is cold, because yesterday I got understeer because it was cold track, even though the track was hot because there were cars on them. Anyways, off in the distance you can see there's rain. Forecast calls for rain today in Apple Valley, which is wide and vast, and so hopefully the rain stays there and not right here, because I don't really want to deal with that. There's this constant like 15 mile per hour just chilling, freezing wind, and so even though it says it's 40 degrees out, it feels like it's 20 degrees. It's
10. It's miserable.
It's miserable. So we're kind of trying to hide in here. Like the other cars I brought on Drift Week all have windows and usually at least a heater, but my car's got nothing, like wide open roof, everything. I'm trying to roll that up. What are these hairs from?
What do you think?
What is this? They're red. Is this my hairs?
Oh, hello there.
Oh, hello. Welcome to Drift Week.
With the Spare Garage.
Oh, yeah. It's really windy out here.
I know you're blowing all of that straight into this truck.
Hey, wait, I'm not done. In about an hour and a half, Brandon might ask, where'd all that hair come from? I don't know.
I don't know, man. And then in a day and a half, you'll see the video.
They're red. Is this my hairs? No, that doesn't smell like me. So, as long as it stays dry, I think we'll be cool. Get out of here. And we had a little problem with the belt, and so Kelly and I think we have a solution for it. So let's go check out the car. I don't know why this engine breathes so much for being a fresh motor. Push the bottom of the belt when you rev it. Man, I don't know what's going on with that. That's really frustrating. I think maybe the turbo, maybe the oil restrictor isn't bad enough on here. But it's been doing that this whole trip. It's a brand new turbo, brand new engine, brand new everything. There's got to be some setup issue. I can't imagine it's a bad turbo already. So what's that? You see the alternator in the belt. If I pull on the belt, I don't know if you can tell from here, the alternator flexes a little bit. The alternator is doing its pulling in, and that makes obviously the belt alignment not ideal. Yeah, you can get a little bit of a better view from there. And so what we did is we ran the belt looser. We had it pretty tight before, but by having it looser, I think when it's under acceleration, it doesn't pull the belt as hard. It has a little bit of slop, but it still grips, so it's not slipping. You can tell on the bottom's shaking pretty good, like wobbling because the belt is loose. So I'm hoping this keeps the belt from falling off, but I'm still running a belt leash in the form of zip ties. Yesterday I had the same thing, but the belt came off, which tells me 100% the belt broke in half, because otherwise it would have been still hanging off of the zip ties, because the zip ties were not broken. So hopefully this works, because this is the last belt we have without driving back into town, and that'll waste half our day going to get another belt. This is my driving suit for the day. It is freezing cold, but I'm gonna put the GoPro on now and go get some laps. I don't know how much filming we're gonna do outside of just driving, because this is ridiculously cold, and I'm not gonna ask anyone to stand outside and film. All right, this is Mike.
I've been emailing Mike for years for Feel suspension stuff, and I've never met him until today. But if you heard about Feel suspension, you probably talked to Mike. And most recently, he's the WiseFab guy. So anything you order in the United States WiseFab, it goes through this guy right here. He's the plug.
But order it from Brandon.
Yeah.
He can order it from me.
That's right. That's right. He'll be shipping it for us.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna go get some laps. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
forgot to put windows in here. Yo, it's properly snowing. They're clearing off the track right now. Somebody went off, but like these are like legit snowflakes in Apple Valley, California. This is like, I feel like we're at home in Utah. These aren't like little flurries. This is like proper snow. I wonder how often this happens. Like this is not normal.
Brandon, how are we gonna load the trailer?
Bro, it better stop snowing at some point. It's only 1:30. We got till 5.
You gotta get a blowtorch.
For what?
Heat up the trailer.
To heat up the trailer with a blowtorch. That's your idea, Kelly?
Yeah.
With a blowtorch.
Well, we don't have a propane. Let's get it warming up.
Just go cut down trees and start a fire.
There's wood at the smith. Let's go to town and get wood.
No, we gotta find our own wood. Those telephone poles are about as good as trees.
Yeah, where? Where are you gonna get wood here? There's cactuses and sand.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
A few of these 240 floors might be made out of wood.
Hey now.
Hey now. Hey now. Be water. Hey now.
This track got really slick. Like really slick. I thought we were going in for sure. surprised how little damage we have for like how much driving I've been doing, which isn't a ton, but like usually I crash and like stuff happens. But there was a couple rowdy laps there where like Naoki was like pushing me off the track, but I'm like, no, I'm staying on track, and like he didn't hit me. So my based on what I said on the other video, I might be swinging a little bit the other way because he's showing some restraint towards the latter part of the trip. He's definitely a good driver. Also, I've noticed like he's very fast everywhere throughout the track, like very, very fast. And the car's not insanely fast that he has. It's like 5-something horsepower, but he's able to just get grip, and he knows like how to use the throttle control to get away from you, which is not necessarily fun driving, but like for competition, that's really good. He doesn't drive with a ton of angle, except for certain parts of the track, so he knows how to reduce angle to get away, which is, I guess that's a skill. But yeah, that was a lot of fun laps there. Yeah, that's it. That's all I heard. You have to live with that from now on. Had a problem with the bumper getting caught. This is the last thing we did before we left home, was trim the bumper, and just getting caught right here. It ripped the thing out, whatever that's called. 350Z Aaron. Velasquez, I don't remember his last name. But yeah, he gave me a nice door tap. And I know he did it on purpose because I looked at him and he like had that little smile like, yeah, I'm gonna hit your door. I'm not happy about that, Aaron. Not happy at all. And I'm not joking, I'm really upset. shake it down one lap and then like go for it. So I trust him. Trust him. Don't break, car. Don't break. Please. Please don't break. Oh, you really do have a booster seat.
That's what I'm talking about, old son. My favorite part about this car is I never got to use this harness. Now I get to use my harness.
Kelly's out there about to drive my car, so I'm gonna film a couple laps, see how he does. This is Wout's new car. I haven't got to talk to him about it or see him drive it, but that's pretty rad. So Kelly managed to go in the weeds and knock my bumper off, like really bad. So thanks for that. He didn't even get a lap. Where is my bumper? At least it's a KBD bumper. I don't even see it. It's somewhere over there. Oh, it gets better. That's why I couldn't find the bumper. It's literally under the car. It's gonna be completely roasted, like 100% shredded. It's under the car. I don't think that could have gone any worse than that. Car could be upside down in a ditch and it wouldn't be worse than what just happened.
Well, that was an absolute failure. Yeah, the car has no brakes at all. He was not joking. He said, "Be careful, don't drift." And I said, "Okay." So then I slid 2 corners and ruined it.
I'm trying to think of how that could have gone any worse.
Yep.
I don't think it's possible.
Well,
I was looking,
Jack, or Tundra, what do you think? Holy moly. It's already been dragged.
What's happening?
So what happened was we had to stop on the road just to see if everyone else is okay, and someone needs a tow. So the easiest thing to do is take my car off the trailer and drive it, so we don't have to make 3 trips. So I just really hope I don't get pulled over. Let's get them loaded up and get out of here. I'm cold.
Dirty, huh?
Yeah, I got plenty.
I don't know if this is regular California traffic or if this is because of us, but like this is a lot of people.
Definitely because of us.
What is this? What is this? Some sort of route?
Just open the floodgates too.
Hey, what's up, wow? I didn't know he was on this trip with that wide body. Oh, that's it. This guy broke his car. I have a car. Oh man. What a day. Keep going. Traffic. You know those cops that get this duty? This is what happens when you ruin Brandon's bumper. You get to do traffic duty.
Yeah, we're good.
Come on, we got it. Come on now. My boy probably thinks he's going super fast, but he's only doing 30. So his alignment's off, it's dog walking. Look bad.
We picked up a fellow Driftwing buddy, put his car in the trailer because he's gonna get towed. But he didn't want to stay out here in the desert. So we're driving from Apple Valley to our Airbnb where he's gonna get picked up later. I'm driving the race car in the street, which I didn't want to do. It's super cold, but it was the easiest solution for what we're doing. I just really don't want to get pulled over now. That belt's really pissing me off.
What happened today? The people have already seen it, but you tell me what's going on. What happened?
I have some issues at home.
You don't have issues.
I do have issues at home, but they don't relate to this. Let's just make that clear. So, you were very nice to me. I have driven almost all of your cars.
Yeah, we talked about this before.
Yeah.
Before we left home.
Yeah.
I told you you could take some laps in the car.
Mm-hmm. I feel like I'm not a bad driver, right? I'm decent. But I did a thing that rookie guys do.
What's that?
Man, you're supposed to at least do one whole lap where you drive the track and you know every turn. And I have been to this track before, and I've been around it probably 100 times now. And the first part of the track is like impossible to forget. Huge big sweeper, tight turns, and then another long extended, really hard straight. You kind of extend out, and then the middle of the track kind of gets like fuzzy on where it is, because it's like you can't see over certain parts, and then you can, I can see, and then you can't see. Well, you said, all right, here's your chance. It's toward the end of the day, like everything's fine. There's not a lot of people on track, and you let me go drive your car. And you said take 3 laps. First lap, like a sight lap, put some heat in the tires, like make sure the car's good, feel it out, see where the grip is, and you said the grip is 10-1. And I was like, yeah, okay, that's, sure, I can drive 10-1. I have never...
10-1 meaning
10
it's
in
got
the rear.
10 times more grip in the rear than in the front.
10-1, yeah. It is incredibly hard to drive like that. And I will commend you for that. That's crazy, dude. That car is fast. It's really fast. And it straightens out because of that grip. Like, there's nothing you can do. And
There's something you can do.
Well, nothing you do if you don't know what you're doing.
Well, there's nothing you can do once it's too late.
Yeah, there's that.
All right, let me tell you what's going on.
Okay, let's hear it. You're fired.
One thing I realized is that that car's not easy to drive
No.
for that reason.
Yeah.
It's got a ton of grip in the rear, and you have to basically drive it fully committed.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't realize that. I should have had that chat with you, like, hey, like this is a full commitment car, but I didn't really realize that because I just have
Well,
been
you
driving
should.
it.
Again, you shouldn't have to. I've had a full commitment car that wasn't like gripped up, but it was full commitment or just slide off the track.
Right. So yeah. In that situation, like a warm up lap is actually probably more dangerous than a drift lap because when I watch the footage back, you start drifting that corner, perfect, right? Transition back, and then I think you weren't like trying to drift that whole corner because you were still warming up, and by not getting into it and committing to that corner, is what made the car snap straight.
Yeah.
And then once it snaps straight, it doesn't matter what you do. You push the brakes, you can turn in. It doesn't matter because the 10-1 overcomes the.
Well, I thought about it, and like I watched you drift from here to the beginning of Drift Week, and no matter what, if there was a point where you needed to adjust or do something, brakes and handbrake. And we talked about that. My car was split suicide brakes. Granted, it has a brake booster, but it was split like that. And I drove for like a year without back brakes because I couldn't set it up, and I just didn't care. But the no hydro scares the hell out of me. Like when I got back out and I was talking to you and my brain's going everywhere, I'm like, your car doesn't have brakes. Oh, the steering is terrible. I'm having a stroke, dude.
Yeah.
Holy moly! Like.
Yeah. There's no panic braking in that car. There's no
adjustment.
There's no save it or rescue. It's like
it's go or don't go
or
or
nothing.
And like,
Yeah.
holy moly, you built a crazy car and it's competitive. Like for sure, if you get the front end dialed where you got your grip. If you get your grip dialed in, so it's maybe 10-5.
10-5.
That would be decent. But like you said, if you watch the footage from that run, you can see me turn
Trying
the car,
to turn in.
and like I have my hands like this because I'm just going like quarter turn to see where the grip is, and as soon like here to here, there's no grip. The car's straight right down the road, and like you at the beginning of the day would do a whole lap heating up the front tires and it didn't do anything.
Do you remember the no grip front challenge, front grip challenge at Park?
Fielding set that challenge up, right?
Denofa did.
Denofa.
Yeah, we put spares, like spare wheels up front.
55 mile an hour.
Yeah.
Full bicycle.
On the front, and then do a lap. And what I learned on that one is like if you drive with the rear of the car, then you can get through it. As soon as you need any sort of steering input or front brakes, is when everything goes sideways or straight ahead.
Yeah.
And I did it my first lap. I straight up just plowed into a bunch of barricades, and then I learned from that, like, okay, you actually have to drive with the throttle. You can't, like, you have to use the momentum of the car. And I feel like that's how this car is. Like, if you lose front grip a little bit, you're gonna understeer like crazy and lose control of the car.
Yeah.
It's actually
sure.
a little bit dangerous.
Yeah, that's a huge tire as well, and you have a pretty low pressure.
295/40 versus a 235/40.
You put it up to 30 for me.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Yeah.
And that still was like
a lot.
incredible. Like the way that car comes on, you get into the throttle and it like snaps the tires free, and then if you back off at all, it like your neck goes into the seat and like, oh dude, it's terrifying.
When you lift throttle, it actually starts to gain more grip.
Yeah, the wheel speed comes down and it hooks, and then you can get back in it.
That's probably exactly what happened, because you were going from drift to like,
Dude, I can't. I still like. I don't want to lie to anybody, and like I definitely lied to you without intentionally meaning to. I was like, dude, something happened, and blah, I don't know. Like, holy moly, that is incredible. So like, I have one thing to say to people: if you feel comfortable drifting and you have rookie level experience, like what, a year, maybe take the arrow off your friend's car before you drive it, because that's really bad. Oh man. I would like to show.
The worst thing that's ever happened.
Yeah. Well, hey, is it the worst thing that's ever happened?
Ever.
Because I feel like if it was upside down in a ditch, it might be worse than that. But I don't know. What do you think? Hi guys, thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We still got to drive all the way back to Utah. There's tons more content. Tomorrow there's a little surprise nobody knows about. So we'll get you a little insider on that. We'll be late, but we'll get you in. That's how that works. There's snow in Utah, like 12 feet, and we got to drive through that, so it'll be great. You know, we got perfect truck, perfect tires. Everything's amazing. We're having a grand time. My stomach is perfect. I've never felt better. I just need a good sleep. Tune in tomorrow after I get my good sleeps, and we'll get back to you. Bye.